Stop scrolling for just a minute, because what if I told you there's a secret behind total focus, the kind of laser-sharp commitment that separates the world's greatest achievers from everybody else? And you won't believe what really locks it in. If you've ever tried to level up your life, your skills, or your results, and found yourself slipping back into old habits, today's video is about to give you a serious wake-up call. Before we unlock all this, make sure you're subscribed to the Growth Mindset Project and tap the bell so you never miss a chance to transform your mindset and set yourself apart. Let's get real. Every year, there's a new craze about finding focus. Winter arcs, lock-in challenges, the great lock-in of 2025. People everywhere promising this is the year it'll click. But how often does that actually happen? For most people, a few months later, it's life as usual. Why? Because focusing isn't about hype. Total focus is something different. It's not just about working hard when you remember to or when it's convenient. It's about creating such a deep connection to your goal that every little daily decision starts pushing you in the right direction, automatically. Let's use the example of one of history's most locked-in athletes. Imagine waking up at 4 a.m. every day. Not because anyone told you to, but because you decided you would be the hardest worker in any room. Picture finishing 2 workouts before your competition even showed up. That's the mindset we're talking about. That's total focus. Here's what made the difference. Understanding time is your most precious resource. We're all given the same hours. The real question, are you using yours or giving them away? Most people drift through each day. They wake up, rush out the door, work, scroll their phone, binge a few shows, and somehow another day just vanishes. But if you think you're too busy for your goals, let me ask you this. How many hours did you spend scrolling TikTok this week? Now imagine if you spent just one of those hours in total focus, learning, building, practicing, moving the needle forward. That's how you unlock progress. The beauty is, you don't need to start with extremes. You don't have to become a 4 a.m. gym warrior. But if you carved out just 1 hour of intentional, focused effort every day, no social, no distractions, you would separate yourself from 95% of people in a year. Anyone can do it. When you're ready to lock in, pick your hour. Before your day starts, after work, right before bed, it doesn't matter. Just make the decision and honor it no matter what. Now, here's where most people lose their total focus. Repetition. When something is new, it's exciting. It feels easy to pour energy into it for a few days, maybe even a week. But after that, boredom sets in. The repetition of daily practice stops feeling cool, and a lot of people quit. But the real magic of total focus lives inside repetition, not motivation. The highest achievers don't chase excitement. They chase mastery, doing the same drill, the same reps, day after day. It sounds boring, but it's how you train your mind and body to perform without hesitation. And believe it or not, it's the tiny daily acts you repeat in total focus that build real results, not some huge leap you take once a year. Change doesn't explode overnight. It compounds when nobody's watching. Build your routine around this principle. Don't just make habits for your goals. Make them for every area of your life. What time you wake, when you work, how you rest. Soon, you won't have to force yourself to focus. You'll embody it. If you're finding this powerful so far, hit the like button and tell me in the comments, what's one thing you'd commit to doing every day? Your engagement helps more people find this knowledge, and I love hearing what you're locked in on. But here's another thing nobody tells you about total focus. Time and repetition alone aren't enough. You need a system. Most people write down airy goals. Get stronger. Be successful. But a goal without a plan is just a wish. You can't get strong by wandering into the gym and pushing random weights around. You need a clear, tested plan. The same goes for any area of your life. Business, school, art. You need systems that take the time and repetitions you're investing and multiply their power. Think about it. Why do people stop working toward their big dreams? Because they don't see progress. They feel lost in the process, and they don't know if it's working. Systems take away the guesswork. When you wake up with total focus but no strategy, you'll burn out or stall. But if you have a clear plan, a roadmap, the path ahead is obvious, and your energy goes further, faster. The best performers always have these layers in place. They set the time aside, they build routines until they're habit. But most importantly, they design detailed systems, how they practice, how they study, how they improve week after week. Systems make your results almost inevitable if you stick to them. Still, even with impeccable routines and the best systems, most people drop their focus eventually. Why? It comes down to something deeper, something that goes far beyond just routines or checklists. It's mindset. You have to actually see yourself as the person who achieves the thing you're aiming for. Believe with every part of you that the reality you want already exists, and you're simply moving closer to it with each focused action. It's not about empty dreams or wishful thinking. This is about using your mind to lock in on a new reality so tightly that every action, thought, and habit starts to fall into line. There's a phrase that says, if you want to fall asleep, pretend you're already sleeping. If you want to become a champion, act, think, and move through the world as if you already are. Some call it delusional, but in truth, it's what separates those who rise from those who stay stuck. There were always people telling the great ones, "You won't make it, be realistic." But total focus doesn't come from other people's opinions. It comes from refusing to let their limits shape your vision. It means daring to be so obsessed and so locked into your mission that you start to believe it's inevitable. And here's the last piece. Total focus isn't just mindset or just action. It's a fusion of both. If you only have discipline without belief, eventually you'll run out of steam. But if you only dream without discipline, you'll stay in fantasy. When you combine relentless discipline with the mindset that your goal is possible, you become unstoppable. So, as you take this energy into your life tonight, remember, discipline and belief. Lock them in together, and you're already halfway there. Quick reminder, if you're getting real value from today's content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share what you're focusing on with the Growth Mindset Project community in the comments below. If you stick to this formula, your time, your routines, your systems, and a mind that believes before it sees, you'll finally experience what it feels like to have total focus. And trust me, with that, you'll be shocked at the doors you're able to open, the skills you master, and the life you're able to create. Ready to go even deeper? Check out our other videos on building unstoppable focus and mastering your mindset. And as always, hit the bell so you never miss out. Your growth starts now.